Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. Hope you're all having a great morning. I know it's pretty rainy out there for pretty much everyone. After this weekend, lots of, freezing rain, sleet, maybe a little bit of snow for some people. It's been a very busy last few days with all this precipitation out here.
I think the last thing people want to see me pop up on here this morning, because I was on the air. I was on air for 35 minutes Saturday morning talking.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
A lot of you all are on here. It was people not even from this area. Durham,
Oh,
Greensboro,
wow. Okay.
Charlotte. I guess they're either they were coming here, they were already
doing
here
some
in
kind of
Greenville,
traveling.
and some they were asking about location. So thank you all. It was good to chat with a lot of new faces on here. But yeah, this morning is, I don't know.
It's
Groggy.
a dreary Monday. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. Groggy is a good way to put it. It's one of those days where you wake up to your alarm and all you want to do is just snooze it. But we are going to be seeing that sunshine come back later today after the rain really pushes out of here.
We are, but the problem is we're not going to get warm after
Yeah,
the rain.
we are stuck in these cold temperatures.
Of course, a lot of melting took place. Yesterday afternoon, I was, just doing some late night before I went to bed last night, or whenever I went to sleep. It was driving around. I was just, all right, a lot of roads look good, a little ponding of water. So this morning it was hydroplaning. I almost encountered that a couple of times because it was just coming down so heavy this morning.
Right, it was.
And it's been a good rain because the drought is going to look, hopefully, fingers crossed, in a much better spot than we've been for the last several months.
Yeah, that's that glass half full mentality where, maybe it is kind of groggy and dreary this morning, but this is ultimately helping with our drought conditions out there because they are still dry. Have we entered severe drought again?
We are in severe drought.
Yep.
The rain we saw last week, it really didn't do much of anything. It just gave a little sprinkle here or there for some, but it does look like if we get over an inch of rain, a lot of that snow and freezing rain melt, which we did see yesterday, hopefully should get us out of that. Okay,
great. Well, we do have a story about all of the road conditions that we were seeing yesterday. Dustin and I were both here at work, making sure that you all were safe, especially if you needed to be on the roads yesterday morning. There were a few accidents that did happen early in the morning, as throughout our broadcast over the air we were on at 7 to 9, so there were a few things going on, power outages, a lot of people slipping and sliding out there. So in New Bern on the Neuse River Bridge, there were quite a few accidents yesterday morning. I know the call got in around 5 a.m., so that bridge was shut down for several hours as crews, were picking up the pieces, trying to figure out everything going on. And it's one of those places, a bridge is one of those places where ice can accumulate really fast, making those conditions much more slippery, I guess you would say, soon faster than the regular roads.
Right, and of course the overpasses as well, right there.
Yes.
Of course, there's always a sign that says bridges freezes before or ices before road does. So it's right there at it. So again, hopefully things kind of got cleared up. It looked like I had that camera up this morning. It looked things were moving smooth sailing this morning.
Well, glad to hear that. We do have the story, though, from Stephen Glover, who was out there yesterday morning, just looking on all the conditions around the New Bern area, including that crash on the Neuse River Bridge.
While Eastern Carolina didn't get the snow, other parts of the state did. The freezing rain in its place is still dangerous. Icy conditions can cause major accidents, like this one in New Bern. NCDOT and Craven County Emergency Services were called around 5 a.m. Sunday morning after several cars crashed on the Neuse River Bridge, closing it down for almost 4 hours.
With everybody saying how bad the weather was going to be today, it's kind of crazy that people would be out trying to move around in this type of weather.
Governor Josh Stein gave an update on what's been seen on North Carolina roads as the winter storm moves across the state.
The State Highway Patrol is busy clearing the roads. They have removed 339 abandoned cars. They have dealt with over 400 car crashes.
NCDOT says bridges tend to ice over well before other drivable areas, which can create dangerous conditions for drivers. Luckily, there were no fatalities from the Neuse River Bridge accident. Charles Flynn says he thinks things over before deciding if he'll head out in icy weather.
We take precautions like everybody should, and we just stay home. I mean, why chance it if it's really going to get bad out? So.
Even though temperatures are slowly warming up, NCDOT and Governor Stein urged drivers to drive with caution, especially at night, as the rain could become black ice as temperatures drop again. For Stein, the message is clear.
Please stay off the roads.
Stephen Glover, WITN News.
Yeah, so I know that a lot of schools, businesses, a lot of government agencies and buildings, they are on either a delay or a remote learning day, anything of that nature, just because of the conditions of the road, especially up north. I know that they're still kind of dealing with a few icy conditions out there on the roads. So please be careful if you are out. Obviously, with this rain, it's also making some really wet conditions on the roads as well. So just be mindful of everyone, yourself, be careful. I know you said wind and fog were also a factor earlier this morning as well.
Yeah, and we also had fog yesterday morning too. So I mean, regardless of any precipitation, whether if it's going to be rain or snow, we're going to get something that's going to be very disruptive to any sort of travel. And as I always say, take yourself a few extra minutes, check before you leave, make sure you got everything. Give us a few spaces in front of the vehicle in front of you.
For sure.
So you can have that extra time to stop as well. But yeah, those cold is the next story beyond this.
Yes.
Again,
let's take a look at everything going on this week.
Should we do that? Yeah, we're going to be seeing the temperatures take a nosedive here. But yesterday, the ice accretion amounts accumulation showcase of roughly Oak City, Martin County there, Williamston, north of that general area, half inch to a quarter of an inch of ice. So we nailed that forecast. We thought we'd see a little more. Unfortunately, we did back towards Raleigh, Durham areas there, heading over towards Knightdale. If you head towards that general direction, they saw more of that. And of course, they're dealing with more issues because they were a lot colder. But here in Greenville, Farmville, and Kinston, glazed to a few tenths here and there, so we picked about 2 tenths of precipitation in Greenville. But looking now in Goldsboro, it's quieting down finally. The rain, maybe feel light showers out there, so you may need those wipers going on for just a little bit longer here in Greenville. You'll need those going here for the next couple of hours, and we can finally clean this mess out of here. But the radar, starting to see that finally move out of our jurisdiction. It's picking up speed, so that's some good news with that. Heavy rainfall though back towards the Albemarle Sound counties, up towards portion of Perquimans, Pasquotank, Hertford, Gates County, seeing some heavy downpours down towards portions of Washington and Terrell counties. We see that split dividing line there moving its way southbound towards Richlands, Maysville, New Bern, Mayboro, Jacksonville, Trenton, getting up some nice steady showers, and over that direction of Highway 17 there. Good news is helping us out with the drought. A good maybe half an inch to maybe 2 inches of rain, so some of our locations could walk away with a good dose of rain when it's all said and done. And this rain extends down towards Florida even. But I pulled this map up this morning, and we were looking at this during the break. You're like, what are we looking at here?
Yeah, what in the world? There are so many on there.
Thousands and hundreds of reports of ice, freezing rain, sleet, wind. There were some trees down, power outages down towards Mississippi, Alabama, Ole Miss, University of Alabama, big schools out for the week because they cannot. I know Ole Miss they can't get the ice over an inch and a quarter of an inch of ice. Crippling, damaging ice down there, so they are going to be without power for quite some time. Not the way they want to start the semester off. They've been out for Christmas break, and there you go. So, anyway, quiet. Nothing like that for us, though. Temperatures near freezing, which is the good news. 40 towards the coastline, and that's where we're going to be seeing that nice warm weather slowly start to inch its way inward here. That north breeze here is going to hold at play for some time. A little bit of fog out there. We told you that this morning. It's not as bad, but it's still patchy in location, so give yourself a little extra time. Like we mentioned to you, a lot of schools are on a remote learning or delayed schedule, or even just not even opening today because of the weather. But other than that, if you were one of the few that had to be on a normal schedule this morning, the coastline especially there, you still have a couple more hours of rain. Hopefully, it looks like the way things are going, we may just eliminate that rain by 10 and put just some cloudy skies, but though a chance of a few sprinkles can't be ruled out. So a little warmer there. Winter storm alerts for us continue till 1 o'clock. That includes Nash, Edgecombe, and Wilson counties. Winter weather advisories for Bertie and Wayne County until 1 p.m. today. Those may be allowed to expire, but even there, seeing ice storm warnings down as far south of Atlanta, an area quite to say the least. Other than that, rain's gone by noontime today. 40s, we're going to struggle to even hit that today if we get that. And you're like, all right, what is this? What is this? Yeah, we could see a little snow tonight for some of our coastal inland counties. Maybe a quick burst with that too. It's it's not going to probably amount to much here as we go towards tonight. So maybe a few flurries at best, maybe a few flurries along the coast spots along the beach. So if you're walking along the beach, I'm not at 25 degrees, but if you are, you may see some flurries flying around with there too. Struggling to get to the 30s tomorrow. It is not going to be a pleasant day because wind chills are going to be down to teens and single digits out there, and maybe a quarter of an inch of rain. Next segment, First Alert Weather Night kicks in tonight through tomorrow. Don't be surprised if you start to see some more pop up through the week here, as we're going to be seeing those temperatures get very, very cold at nighttime. And again, the wind chills there tomorrow morning, cold single digits, wind gusts between 20, 30 miles an hour. Remember to protect your pipes, bring in your plants, or pets rather, your cars, check on your neighbors, space heaters. That's things you got to be careful with that too. In advance of this, the National Weather Service has put out cold weather advisories. They'll go into effect tonight and run through Tuesday. And again, that north flow comes about with us as well. So it is just going to be just a windy and cold couple of days ahead. And those wind gusts here, 20, 30, maybe some isolated 40-mile-an-hour gusts towards the coastline. So don't be surprised if you hear that wind howling. That's why. Here's your wind chills tonight down the teens and single digits out there. So relatively cold to begin on your Tuesday. Struggling to get out of the 20s and 30s in the morning. If we're lucky enough to get that, it is going to be nice to get above 35 degrees anyway. So reminder again, drip those faucets, open up the cabinets, cover outdoor piping, including your water hoses, of course, anything outdoors really. Bring in your cars, make sure they're safe to go. Your space heaters, please respond with that. I think we ran a story last week about a space heater fire.
Yeah, recently we've been seeing some fires related to heaters, space heaters. So please be careful, be mindful of where you're plugging those in. Just stay safe out there.
Just about. That's good advice from all of us. And then looking beyond that, that cold is here to stay for a while. So unfortunately, though, First Alert Weather Night tonight, 30s, 40s, and 30s, and maybe struggling to get near freezing on Saturday. I know a lot of you are asking about next Sunday. Let's please get through today for now, because we've got through a lot of rain and wet conditions here. But other than that, that's pretty just about a calm days in between two different weather systems we're going through right now.
Okay, yeah. So again, just the morning commute this morning, if you're heading out on the roads, just want to be careful of those wet roads out there. I know, thankfully, our temperatures are just above freezing, so we're not really dealing with any kind of that freezing rain that we were seeing yesterday in many parts of our area. But hopefully they do dry out, like George says in our comments. Hopefully it can dry out before the temperatures plummet, because they will be plummeting and they will be cold for the rest of the week.
Yeah, wind will help get this out of here. That'll quickly evaporate the moisture on the ground. So you're going to still have some isolated, like on pavements, maybe around some walk around the park, stuff like that. But most roads should be fine. Wind does a good job with that too. Dry air coming in behind us. So there's a good thing with that. It's just the cold you have to be really mindful of.
Absolutely. You want to bundle up. You want to stay warm. But again, we're going to be back at 8 a.m. with another news and weather update. You could follow Dustin. He's going to tell us all about this extended cold snap that we're going to be seeing these next few days here. I do want to say hello and good morning to everyone following us on Facebook on this Monday, groggy Monday morning. Good morning to George and Tina. Be careful out there. Thank you. And to you as well. And all of your neighbors, check in with them. And good morning to Susan as well. Have a good week. Stay warm down in Stumpy Point. And Hope, good morning to you as well. Again, we'll be back at 8 a.m. Hope you can join us then. Have a good one.
This hour of the WITN First Alert Desk is sponsored by Toyota of Goldsboro.